Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Spinnerack. Today it's me and CE himself, Cal Ellis. PM couldn't make it once again, but he will be here soon, next time.
You owe me, Petey.
So, right now, I'll be playing his role. Well, today we're going to be discussing the fact of what's more important, the director or the actor in a particular superhero film.
Petey does it better.
I have the deep voice too, bro.
No.
Yes, I do.
Not the same.
Okay, so here what we're talking about basically is the firing of the director for Deadpool. Ooh, that's not good. The question is, can Ryan Reynolds pull it off? Basically, the director is out. You know, the director who made the film a hit.
So Ryan Reynolds is going to be directing this
He's
film?
not directing the film, but he's controlling what's happening. He's picking the director.
So then what's happening? How do you have the film with no director? What's he doing then?
No, they're going to choose a new director.
So they're choosing a new director. That's pretty much the end of it.
But I'm saying, do you think the film was a success because of Ryan Reynolds, or do you think the film was a success because the director was the one who did it?
Well, it's a combination of things. It's not one or the other.
Well, the studio sided with Ryan Reynolds. They said, hey, if there's anybody that's...
The studio's going to side with Ryan Reynolds over the director because Ryan Reynolds is the major reason why the film got made in the first place. So there's no way they're going to side with the director over him. And to be honest, you're going to find another director a lot faster and a lot easier than you are going to find another Ryan Reynolds. Okay, that's just it. This was his project. Okay, he's the one who did the YouTube stuff. He's the one who put up the cash. He was the face behind it, and it was successful.
It was him and the director who were doing it together. It wasn't just him.
It's initially Ryan Reynolds. This is Ryan Reynolds' role from Wolverine when they screwed it up in Wolverine.
But he found a director who could share
and
his vision.
He'll find another director. I mean, look, you can try to make something out of it. Bottom line is, look, if Reynolds and the director aren't getting on, Reynolds is more important to the situation than this director. The director's gone.
I can't possibly see something like that happening in Marvel, where you have, let's say...
it happens how many directors have quit? And they can only do one film because they couldn't take the scrutiny of the Marvel machine. Kenneth Branagh, one film. Josh Whedon, after 2, he was out. Okay, the only reason why I hate when I can't remember these guys' name, but there was the brothers who were on Captain America Civil War. The only reason why they have been able to maintain is because they're a duo. So they can actually support each other. Everybody else is like one and done. They're out. Okay, they say, look, this is too much. I want to sleep. I want to see my family. Okay, so Marvel's worse.
Right, but can you see the actor playing Tony Stark? What's his name?
You're asking me, and I couldn't remember the name of the directors?
Tony Stark automatically saying, hey.
Robert Downey
Jr. saying, you know what, I think the way my character is being done is wrong. And Marvel saying, yeah, of course, you're right. Let's get rid of the director.
Yeah, I can see that happening. With Robert, look, if you had said Chris Hemsworth, I could understand. Robert Downey Jr., yes. If Robert Downey Jr. is saying, hey, look, this isn't working out with this director, that guy's gone. So Robert Downey Jr. is the face of Marvel.
He could be the face and they can replace him. He's been there, what, 2
With who? Who are they going to replace him with? Who?
Doctor Strange, who knows?
Okay, now you're just conjecture for the film. Okay, he already knows.
No, Captain America.
No, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is the face, okay, of the Marvel films. It was him with Iron Man that got the whole ball rolling. Okay, he has been the linchpin. He's been the go-to guy for just about a whole bunch of stuff. If he says, hey, it's not working out with me and this director, that director is gone, period.
So basically, you said it doesn't. So in a movie, you don't think the director is the key person here. You're saying the actor, the face, the guy, the airhead. But
you're not talking about actor versus director. Okay, you're talking with somebody who embodies, okay, what's going on with the film versus the director that nobody knows and they could get another director. That's totally different.
Okay, so I'm talking about big name directors who helped to establish a film.
Like who? Who?
Josh Whedon,
and he's gone. We don't need him. You're going to get another director. You don't need him. Is he good? Yes. But it's not like, this is not Josh Whedon, okay, who was like, okay, championed it, was able to cohesively. No, Josh Whedon got the Avengers, did a very good job on it, got the next Avengers, did a solid job. That was the end of it. Robert Downey Jr., sorry, more important than Josh Whedon for what they want to do, more important. Okay, right now they're trying to think, what do we do? Look, Robert Downey Jr., we're not going to be able to hold on to him forever. We're not going to be able to hold on to Chris Evans forever. We're not going to be able to hold on to Chris Hemsworth forever. Okay, what do we do? These are the 3 big guys that we have, and they're going to have to make that transition.
Well, that's why they're developing new talent. That's why they're coming out with new movies. You have the whole Doctor Strange. They're hoping he'll be a big character there. The Hulk. if they can ever finally get a damn movie out. You have the Spider-Man Homecoming,
Right, but the guys, well, Chris Hemsworth, let's say Chris Hemsworth is on Thor Ragnarok, and he's like, hey, you know what, it's not working things out. Things aren't working out with the director. They would go back to him and say, hey, look, we want you guys to try to do your best to work it out. Okay, they may not like each other. They would come over here. They would be whatever, but they would get the film done, and that's happened before. If Robert Downey Jr. comes over and says this is not working out, they'll be like, "Sorry, Shane Diesel, you got to get the hell out of here." Okay, that's it. That's it. Because that's the total difference.
So wait,
Robert Downey Jr. has more pull, is more important. He literally he's the face of the franchise.
Let's say Robert Downey Jr. is on. What about, let's say, the director of Ant-Man? I can't remember the name of the guy. But, you get a director who brings a product that everybody thought would not be a success and it becomes successful. So then who becomes the more important person? The actor or the director? Did the actor carry off Ant-Man? I'm just giving an example. Ant-Man so well that this is the person.
What you want is a director of the same stature. You want a director of the same stature as probably the actor. More than likely the two of them would get on. So let's say you have a Scorsese who's working on the film. Okay, or Coppola who's working on the film.
We don't want a Scorsese or Coppola.
Okay, or Coppola on the film. Or who was the? Well, I thought Kenneth
Branagh did a pretty good job.
Yeah, but he could only do one film. He could only do one film, and he was gone.
Right, but because he didn't like the whole. It was too much of a corporate environment, too restrictive. Some of them wanted a little bit more.
Yeah, like Michael Bay. They said, hey, they asked Michael Bay, would you be interested in doing a Marvel film? He's like, no. He's like, he wants to be able to create his own world. He doesn't want to have those restrictions on him. But let's say you really want to go with the director, somebody who's, I'm trying to think of somebody who works hand in hand with a particular actor, more than once. Like, I know
the guy Lynn from Fast and Furious.
That would be a good idea.
But there, the director isn't as important as
and even then, the
actor there again dominates.
Yeah, Vin Diesel is more important to the franchise. There, you need a director where, like, okay, this is the guy who has shepherded this particular vision along, and they're like, okay, now they're going to get trepidatious. Okay, because they're going to say, well, if we lose the director, and that's pretty much the name behind this thing, what's going to happen? This guy's been pretty much the vision. Same thing. If we lose Robert Downey Jr., what's going to happen when so many people recognize him as being so strongly connected to this? Now, somebody else, one of the lesser characters, okay.
Robert Downey Jr., all you need to do is put somebody else in the game. So who's going to
Who? Give me a name. You can't give me a name.
Yeah, I'm just saying right off the top of my head.
Can't give me a name.
Okay. Cumberbatch. I didn't think he would do a great job as.
Cumberbatch has done one film.
I didn't think he would do a great job in Stranger. He sure pulled it off. We just need to look for somebody.
Are you arguing your point, or are you just trying to extend this further? For time. Like, the bottom line is, look, if you bring a director of equal stature, okay, with the with the actor. Okay, and the two of those guys aren't getting along, then I think you have a good argument there. But in this case, it's either the director or the actor has greater stature, and these guys are looking at it as like, look, what's going to happen to the future of this film or franchise is where we're at. And who's more connected to the franchise? If the actor's more connected to the franchise, they're going to go with the actor.
If the director says they have to go, they all have to go, because he's the boss.
Who?
Feige. Right? Because he's the one who holds the vision. He's the one who brought all these different properties.
I don't know about that.
Whoa, are you freaking serious? The man has probably single-handedly...
If he's not getting
the man single-handedly who's made $5 billion, $6 billion for Marvel. There's nobody else who can do that.
I pronounce his name Phage. I don't know how his name is exactly pronounced. But if Phage says, hey, you know what? I'm not getting on with Robert Downey Jr. You know what's going to happen? They're going to tell him, work it out. They're going to tell them work it out, because that's a lose-lose situation. If we lose you've been the guy putting everything together. We don't want to lose you, but at the same time, we don't want to lose Robert Downey Jr. Now, if Phage is having a problem with, say, Evangeline Lilly, you're like, who? The chick that's playing the Wasp? Yeah, get her out of here. Get her out of here. She can go.
I disagree with you, man.
She can go.
I think he is the linchpin. It's his vision that has brought this. Without him, Marvel Studios wouldn't have gone this way. In fact, his idea to promote Iron Man, which I thought was a joke at first, that this would never be a successful movie, I was clearly wrong.
What, Iron Man?
Yeah.
I didn't feel one way or the other about Iron Man. The success of Iron Man, that so many people actually enjoyed it, really surprised me. That really surprised me. I didn't think that many people would actually enjoy it.
I was very surprised too. I mean, remember, that was one property that they were never able to sell successfully compared to the others. Like,
I never thought they tried.
I think they offered different properties, and this is one that just people no one really picked up. Everybody wanted the X-Men. Everybody wanted the
yeah, because those were proven properties. Everybody wants, they look at the comics, what sells well. Yeah, We'll definitely take the X-Men. We'll take Spider-Man too. Hulk, yeah, he had a TV series. We might take him. Iron Man's a third-tier character. But that's also one of the reasons why he's able to grow so much, because there was plenty of room to expand him. He's not something that was set in the public consciousness. But again, back to what you're saying about the whole director and actor thing. Look, if Ryan Reynolds, okay, who is definitely more important to the growth of this franchise than any of the directors attached, says, look, it's not working out with this dude, he's gone.
Well, he is gone.
Okay?
He got what he wanted.
So you got an answer to your question. Who's more important, the
No,
actor?
but I'm just saying if it is right. Not if it's right, but I guess we're going to find out whether this is successful. Whether the director was the one whose vision was able to actually get this to be such a huge hit. You know what I mean? Come on. The touches in that movie, on top of that with the small budget relative to every other thing, were fantastic. And he was able to move this movie far past what anybody expected, right?
Who, the director?
The director. You think that was Ryan Reynolds? Hells no.
Yeah,
He was
I think Ryan Reynolds had a really good hand in it.
You think so?
Yes. For a matter of fact, I know so. Ryan Reynolds was involved in every aspect of this film.
And then, you know what, Ryan? Then my apologies. I just thought that you was just another empty-headed...
This is not, I mean, this
I
is
thought
not
you were
like
like the Green Lantern, another empty-headed actor out there just doing what you're told to do. You know what I'm trying to say? But if, according to my man Cal, you were the Svengali behind the whole thing, by yourself, single-handedly, marketed, directed, produced, and even got audiences to this show, booyaka, baby, booyaka.
You done being disingenuous now? Okay. Go back. You can follow the history of this Deadpool movie coming up. It is principally on the shoulders of Ryan Reynolds. This is something that he wanted to see happen. Okay. Pulled a lot of strings, put his own money into it, got a lot of people on board with his performance of Deadpool on YouTube. The fact that he was able to bring, the fact that he was able to bring in a director who was able to share his vision, fine. But it's not like the director was courting him. It was the other way around. Okay, so now, since he has this much invested into it, and I'm certain, look, the guy's not an idiot, okay? He was able to put together this far. He saw the viability of the project. He sees his viability as an actor as well. He picked a good project for himself. That's what good and smart actors are supposed to do. So he did all of that. If it's not working out with the director for whatever reason, I am certain he's cadgy enough to say, look, what is it that I need to get here? And what do I need out of a director? We're clashing for whatever reason. They'll bring in somebody else who can work with him. And the film will probably be fine at the end of the day. Better that than they clash, and then it doesn't do well, and they're like, okay, whose shoulders are it going to be on? Look at this. It was the same situation with Superman 1 and Superman 2. Richard Donner?
Yeah.
Okay, directed 75%, okay, of Superman 2. Was not getting on with the Salkins. So the Salkins got rid of him, turned it over to someone else. Richard Donner's work, okay, was enough that it was able to carry through Superman 2. You look at Richard Donner's cut, and you see how much of a better movie it would have been if they had left Richard Donner. But the moment that they go, okay, with Lester, who was the next director with Superman 3, they unleashed that guy, and you're like, okay,
Wait,
okay.
I thought Superman 2 was one of the best of the movies, and you're saying that Donner...
Superman the movie is the best of the Superman movies. Superman 2 is still very, very entertaining, but you can see where the shift in tone comes, okay, where you have these literally needlessly campy things that happen, and that's a lot from Richard Lester, who the Salkins had worked with successfully before on the Three Musketeers movies. The European Three Musketeers movie that were released, and they made a lot of, they made some good money on that, so they worked well with him, and they brought him in, and he was able to finish up. But we see with the proof in the pudding, okay, when he got to direct the next movie. And again, this was not Richard Donner. He was not somebody who was wholly invested in it. The situation over here with the director, again, and Ryan Reynolds is that, hey, Ryan Reynolds is invested in this. He has his name greatly attached to this. He wants a good product. I've got every confidence that these guys they'll find somebody else, they'll put it on. But it's not a question you can answer as to who's more important. If one person is already so attached to it and becomes the face of it, you can't get rid of nobody's going to get rid of their face. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so there's your answer.
If the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy, was it Peter Gunn? He's done, everybody's saying he did a fantastic job. He put together a movie, the music, helped with the marketing. If they got rid of him in Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't think that would affect the movie more than if they got rid of Star-Lord?
They're not going to get rid of. They're not going to get rid of Star-Lord.
I'm just saying. Don't you think that would make a difference? I think it would be a humongous difference.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know because
you think the Marvel machine is so.
Yeah, I do.
That they could just slap people in. Well, hey, you're in slot B 5 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Thor the Dark World was a more successful film than the first one, and I think the direction on Thor was better than Thor the Dark World. Okay, Kenneth Branagh, I really believe is a great director, better than the other guy, but. Okay, Kenneth Branagh was not able to do it. They slotted somebody in, okay, was able to work with the script, bring out everything that was needed. And I have to admit, Thor: The Dark World was enjoyable. Okay, I can't say, the villains weren't as good because, again, Loki, okay, they couldn't compare to it, but they're able to slot people in there and get the job done. Would it have been a better film with Kenneth Branagh? I believe so, but it wasn't anything there was nothing sacrificed. When we look at it, there's no major sacrifice in terms of the quality of the film.
Well, I guess we gotta disagree. But you did enlighten me with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I didn't believe I knew he was involved, but I thought it was a joint.
No,
effort
he was
with the director.
He was heavily involved with this. He was heavily involved with this from Jump Street, and for the obvious reason that it's his career. Okay, he was getting. I mean, look, he took a really big hit with Green Lantern. Okay,
which I think was. Excuse me, wouldn't think it was too bad. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, you're in the minority on that, unfortunately.
Just the ending was
he took a
bad.
really big hit with Green Lantern.
Another
Okay,
DC film.
Okay, took a really big hit with Green Lantern. He's a smart guy saying, "Look, I know where, I know where I can make money."
Well, luckily, he made a hit with, playing a romantic comedy, and so he was able to bankroll himself.
It's still what he does best. He's the nice-looking guy. Okay, women love to see him in a sweater. Okay, so they're like, "Hey, Ryan Reynolds is doing this." Okay, and it's a superhero movie. They got 2 for 1. They got guys coming out to see the shoot 'em up, and they got the girls coming out to hope he wears a sweater.
I wonder where that movie's going to go this time.
Only one way to find out. Watch Spinnerack, and we're going to tell you.
Thank you very much. Later.